What's going on? This is your boy All Logic No Emotion. I'm back with another video. So in this video I want to talk about the job market and how these companies hire who they like and not who's qualified for the position. If you're into thought-provoking content like this, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. I'm gonna jump right into it. So a lot of these companies, they don't hire based on your experience anymore. Well, it depends on what type of, because that's why it's a difference between a job and career. A lot of jobs, they hire based on who they like. Personally, they don't hire based on your job experience. Your job experience doesn't matter because you're for one, it's not gonna earn you more money for telling the company that you have experience. You're gonna make the same amount of money as everybody else, regardless, at a lot of these companies. So having experience in a certain job doesn't quantify anything. It's pretty much useless at this point. So when you're telling these people that you have experience and you worked for this long, did this and did that, it makes zero impact on your pay, because what that ensures is that they don't really have to train you. You know what I'm saying? To do the job, which, you know, is beneficial to them. So you gain nothing by telling a company that you have experience personally, because it's not going to impact you financially at all. It's saving them time from having to train you. And that's the purpose of, you know, that's why they ask you most of the time whether you have experience or not. Honestly, nowadays, the reason why the job market is so difficult is, once again, it's definitely about who you like and about who they like. Your resume don't matter. If they don't personally like you, like if you're not like what they call a culture fit, and you know what that means, you know. So if you're not like a culture fit, then that they won't hire you, basically, because that's what they're using now, and it's like, that's code word. If you don't look like us, talk like us, act like us, you not like us, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Kendrick. But if you're not that, they're not fucking with you. That's basically what they're saying. I mean, without saying so many words, you have to be like them in order to get in these companies, for sure. Now, people can pretend like that doesn't exist, but for most black people, yeah, I'm going there. For most black people, that exists. I mean, it exists for white people too, but for most of us, that's what it is. That's the reason why we don't get jobs. A lot of times you go to an interview, they'll shut it up for you, and you show up, you early, and it's almost like they penalize you for showing up early, because they make you wait a super long time, and they sit back and they want to ask you questions that have nothing to do with the job. I'm there to interview for the job. You don't need to know anything personal about me outside of work. Only questions I want to answer is the questions related to the position. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think that these interviews be bogus, and it's all about personal. It's all about how they personally feel. It has nothing to do with the job itself. You can be qualified for the job, overqualified, and they still won't hire you because it's personal. It has nothing to do with whether you qualify for the position or not. It has nothing to do with it, bro. They don't care about you having experience. If you're fun to work with, if they deem you fun to work with, and somebody who they personally can have vibe with at work, because nowadays it's more about can I vibe with you. It's not about whether we're gonna go to work and get the work done. That's why a lot of restaurants and shit you go into, that's why the customer service and overall morale is down, because a lot of the people in there want to be besties outside of work. They don't want to actually do the damn work and actually, you know, get the job done in a timely manner. It be waits at restaurants for literally no reason, and then you got a lot of them that say they're not hiring, and just for them to be short staffed. So it doesn't make any sense. That's why I say, and that's a lot of that's because they want to hire people that's like them. If they're not hired, they're gonna take your application and put it in the trash just because you're not a culture fit. That's what they use. That's code word for you ain't like us. You know what I'm saying? You ain't us. So, and with all these people that they be having in charge of these companies, sometimes you can just tell who's in charge, and you can interview with who's in charge, and they're not professional. They cursing up a storm in the interview. That says a lot about them as a person and as them as an individual. Don't ignore that. You know what I'm saying? Don't ignore when you see that shit. Like, when you see that, don't ignore it. Definitely, those are definite signs that company if that company's unprofessional. If the head man that runs the place is unprofessional like that, that permeates through the employees. That means the employees are like that. You shouldn't want to work around people like that. They don't take their job seriously. It may not be your final destination as far as a job, because a lot of those type of jobs aren't. But at least while you're there, do the job and take it seriously. You know what I'm saying? I'm a big proponent of being serious at work and taking the job seriously, because I wouldn't want my food or want my money or whatever I do for a living or whatever it is. I wouldn't want that messed up because I'm so nonchalant and careless about my job. You know what I'm saying? While I'm there, take the job seriously. Get off the clock. Do you. You know what I'm saying? Do you. But it's a shame that people can't and then I've been on jobs where people smoke weed on the clock. They do drugs on the clock, drink on the clock. Yeah, alcohol on the clock. And it's like, you can't put the drugs and alcohol down. You're that dysfunctional mentally, emotionally, and spiritually that you can't put the drugs down for 8 hours and the alcohol down for 8 hours to be able to do a job for 8 hours a day. You're that dependent on that shit, then you need to go to rehab. For real. But a lot of companies, they tolerate this because that's the type of shit they into. So that's why I go back to the cultural fit. Like, if you ain't doing the shit they do, and you go there and take your job seriously, they ain't gonna fuck with you. They gonna ostracize you. They may even cut your fucking hours, even with you doing your job. Nowadays, like I said, experience don't fucking matter. I remember one time back in the day, right? This was probably 2016, so this is 15. I'm sorry. This was before I got my situation set up now. I got this job, I got experience, right? And I noticed when I did the interview, she was a younger girl, so I already knew right then and there. She was younger than me at the time, and I knew right then and there, like, yeah, this is about to be the all friends only, you know what I'm saying, event. So once I got the job, right, and I seen how overly friendly she was with her staff and all this shit, I was like, watch this, I'm cooked, because I'm actually taking my job seriously. Tell me why when she gave me the schedule, because they make it seem like they need people, but she made my schedule and gave me 1 day on the schedule. And I was thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is the purpose for giving somebody 1 day on the schedule when how are you gonna survive off working one fucking day a week? How? And I think they do that because they really don't want you there. They really want you to quit before you even get started. That's what they want. So if you sit back and you think about it, bro, a lot of them that's what they want, bro. They want you to quit, man. They don't want they don't want you there working at 1 day. They don't even want you in the fucking building because you're not, quote unquote, a cultural fit. You're somebody that takes your job and your priorities seriously, and them being young, they don't. But they don't realize that when you're young and you don't take shit seriously, you're going to pay on the back end. Because we have this thing where people think it's YOLO. You only live once. What you call it? YOLO, and you're young. You got time. No, you fucking don't. You 18, 20 today. Fuck around. You 32, 34, 36, and you thought you had time. You're 28, 30 years old. Talking about something, I got time. No, you fucking don't. Motherfucker, you better get goddamn right early in life. If you're gonna make some mistakes, if you gonna, because we all make them, but make sure you make them shits, while you getting your shit together. Don't be out here fucking up, you know what I'm saying? And you young, and then time just flying and flying. No, ain't no time for no bullshit. Nowadays, time is flying, bro. And you gotta get it going right now. Especially with the economy. These kids, man, they 18 years old. They coming into the world, man, and shit expensive as hell. So you gotta go, this is just from all my youth out there. Listen, don't be a part of the societal mess, man. And a lot of them are catching on. That's why a lot of them are doing well very young. Go out there, get your shit together, get your education and or trade. Go to the military, you know what I'm saying, if that's an option for you. Get something going for you right now. Get productive while you're young. And this is somebody who didn't do that when I was young. Get productive while you're young, so that way when you're older, you don't have to work as hard. Because it's supposed to get easier the older you get. You're supposed to put in all your hard work when you're younger. And then once you get older, it's supposed to be easier for you. And that's the advice I got for the young, bro. Don't waste your youth, man. Don't let nobody tell you got time and shit like that. Anybody that tell you got time, and while they older and then they still stuck in the same position, they trying to have you in that rut too. They don't want to. Nobody want to see you do better than them. So understand that when you're young, that's your prime years. That's when jobs and companies and corporations, they want you the most. So don't sit back and waste your youth because you think you got time. You ain't got time. Time is the one thing you can't get back. You better take advantage of it. Fuck $1. $1 always come back. You can always make $1 back. You can always, get anything with material. You can get that back, bro. But don't waste your fucking time worried about what somebody else doing and worried about other shit that don't matter. Focus on what matters. Focus on, being the best version of yourself. Focus on those things. Because those are the things that's gonna make sure, that's gonna separate you from the rest. Focus on being stand up, being an upstanding citizen. Focus on, staying true to yourself, man. Don't be out here doing shit because the other people doing it. They think it's cool, or they think it's cool. You want to fall in line. Stand out. Don't fit in. Fit out. And that's to my youth. Be you. Don't do all the extra shit trying to fit in because they doing it. A lot of them ain't got shit going on with their life, man. So be different, man. And that's the best advice I can give you, man. Because I want people to win out here, man. I want what's best for people. I don't want to see people lose and see people down bad and all this shit, because it does you no good. Especially in this economy. There's a lot of our youth out here homeless, man. Because they parents gave up on them at a young age. They fell into the streets, fell into drugs, and they fucking 18, 16, 17 years old. Ain't even got no education. And they out here strung out on fucking drugs. And we sitting back worried about all the wrong shit. Worried about who hot, who not on social media. We worried about fucking who goddamn ain't doing this and ain't doing that. Who getting this, who ain't getting that. Well, we ain't got that shit. Motherfuckers out here lying, worried about somebody else's pockets, while these motherfucking people right up under your nose lying in their fucking pockets. Come on, man. Worried about all the wrong shit. The youth is being failed, bro. The youth is being failed nowadays. The youth is, and another reason why the youth is being failed, because the youth is being told not to settle you know, in the short term for something that's going to give you experience and stability, and you know what I'm saying, that's going to teach you discipline. And that's just going to go get a 9 to 5 real quick, you know, that's going to give you some money in your pocket. That's going to help you build responsibility, be disciplined, budget. You know, you got to learn those things in order for you to get on your own, because a lot of the times our parents ain't teaching us that shit. Our parents are out here ripping and running the street wanting to be young, especially nowadays. These parents, they're not real parents, bro. They trying to be besties with their kids. They wonder why their kids become a product of the system. They're not even watching their kids. Like, allowing these fast ass moms allowing their kids to date older men, thinking that that's okay. Like, they ain't gonna manipulate them and take advantage of them. And then you got these fathers that's failing their sons, ain't being in their life, you know what I'm saying, giving them structure and balance. And then for the women too, vice versa. Parenting is very vital in this world, bro. And we keep allowing the fucking system in the streets and these so-called friends at these schools raise their fucking kids, bro. When we need to be, when parents nowadays need to be active in their kids' lives, bro. Sit back and take it. We all got the same 24 hours in a day, bro. They go to school for 8 hours a day. You go to work, you do what's best, you do you. You know what I'm saying? If you off, do you in that time. After that, when they get out of school, let them rest for a little bit, you know what I'm saying, to kind of relax, and then do that homework. They had dinner, y'all have conversation with your kids. Ask your kids how their day was. Ask your kids, you know, what's going on in school. All this little shit that you can, all these conversations that you can have with your kids in order to make sure that your kids is being acknowledged. They want to feel important and make them feel like there's somebody, not just a child that's staying up under your roof that you got to care for. That's your future right there. And the fact that people neglect that shit because they want to be rip around the street and be out there doing absolutely fucking nothing, and neglecting and letting everybody else raise their kids outside of them. That's the reason why the world's in the shape it's in. Because we let everybody else raise our kids except us. At the phone, social media, all that. It's ridiculous. Don't be that type of parent, 'cause that type of parent is horrible. For real. And I'm just here to tell you the news. I'm here to chill with the spill with you, man. I don't want to goddamn, you know, be overly emotional, because I'm not. You know, I talk logic. It may sound emotional, but I'm not emotional. You know what I'm saying? I'm just passionate about what I say and how I feel, because there's a lot of things wrong with the society today, and it's being ignored because they're pushing other things into our face that don't matter at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Focus on being a stand-up good person instead of focusing on the dollar. The dollar, you can make the dollar, man. The dollar don't mean shit. It don't mean shit. Use it for what it's for. Take care of your priorities. You don't need all the extra gadgets and shit. And you know, if you don't have friends because you don't have this certain things, if you don't have a woman because you don't have these certain things, then fuck them. Get those things. You get those things for you, not for other people. Don't do things because certain other people want you to do them. Don't level up because a woman wants you to level up. That's because her expectations. She still ain't gonna want you. She still ain't gonna want you. She just gonna want what you have. She gonna siphon you dry your resources. But yeah, anyways, man, I get the yapping, you know what I'm saying? So it's your boy, All Logic, No Emotion. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notifications, and I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one. Y'all be safe, y'all be smooth out there, and God bless y'all. All dubs, no L's, all 2025 and beyond. I'm gone. Peace.